Peace and blessings to everybody who viewing this. You already know this your boy Broad Day 23 coming back at you again with that Black Image TV, man, setting everything straight and doing everything how we supposed to do. More or less, man, I gotta come at you today with some little knowledge here, man. We gonna talking about, man, ancient Africa, man. Ancient, and I know maybe you hear the rain and shit, man. It's raining out here and shit, man, but that ain't gonna stop us from getting this knowledge in, man. We gonna get this shit in and we gonna do it how we supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? More or less, we gonna talk about ancient Africa right here, man. Ancient Africa, man, it's the situation with ancient Africa is it's more special than I would say in my perspective. It's more special than any other like continent that's really on this earth, man. The history that's behind ancient Africa, man, like the the way of life and how things was ran and how things was like conducted throughout Africa is purely amazing. Like when you look at the common medicine today, when you look at the common astrology today, you could see that all of it really is based off of Africa. Africa was doing these things probably millions of years ago, already studying the stars and planets and agriculture, hunters and gatherers, builders, thinkers, doctors, lawyers, governors, kings, queens. Africa is like the foundation, if you really want to say it, for everything that's like really in modern times. Africa was the first people building homes. Africa was even the first cave dwellers. Africa has so much history behind it and so much knowledge that's hidden inside of Africa that it'll take my whole lifetime and yours and a few other people just to be able to find out maybe half of the stuff that Africa has hidden deep in its bones. When you look at Africa, you got to understand how unique it is. Not just from the people, you got to think of it in a sense of like with the animals. Got the biggest desert in the world. That wasn't a desert. That basically shows you that it was once life there in the destruction of a place. Africa has its good lessons and its bad lessons. And I think that's for something people to get, people really need to get to know. I trace my family roots back to South Africa on my mom's side. Luckily for her, when her sisters, she didn't meet them, but when her older sisters, they was alive. Listen, because I'm getting tongue twisted here. My aunts, they knew their aunts. And we had two aunts that lived to be 123. And we had another aunt that lived to be 121. Those aunts right there, this is where we learned our history from. They told my grandparents and my aunts where they was from. And their history dates back to South Africa. That's how I'm able to know about where my mother's side came from. Unfortunately, I know about my dad's side too. And they are African American and also French Canadians. They was in the Louisiana times. You would call them Creoles if you was back then. So, I know about that history too. I know a little Creole myself. I know how to speak it a little bit, understand it a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying to you is, I took time out of my life to learn my history. I took time out of my life to learn about my ancestors. And if every black person that's in America and across the broadened world took the time out to really themselves, not to just go and read it in somebody else's book, but took the time yourself to trace back your history, you could, ain't no telling what we will find out. Because the scientists today, once they find out anything about Africa, they gonna give you what they want you to know. They're not gonna give you everything that they found out. So it's up to you yourself to go out there and look up this stuff and help yourself basically find out history about your ancestry, about your ancestors, man, because we have powerful people that's in our ancestors. Now, I'm not telling you don't read textbooks and stuff about Africa. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you that if you ever get the chance in your life to go to Africa, I've never been there either, and I plan on going, trust me. But I've already been out of this country before, but that's when I was a kid. But the first time that I head out of this country is going to be to Africa. It's going to be to South Africa. After South Africa, then I plan to go to Egypt. After Egypt, I plan to go to Ethiopia. And after Ethiopia, I plan to go to Kenya. And keep going throughout Africa. I plan to explore the whole African continent before I leave this earth. That's why I do everything that I do. Because I know that it ain't going to be cheap. And I know it damn sure ain't going to be free. So, man, trust me and believe, man, it's more videos about Africa coming soon. I'm about to head into my job. So I really don't got that much time to even give you this information, all that I wanted to. And I've been talking like whatever. But trust and believe, that's about to come up. Trust and believe, man. If you need any information, remember, if you need any information about law, you ain't got to tell me your case. Just tell me what you need about law, and I'll find up cases that beat law. And I'll also find up the arguments that the DA used for law. So hit me up, man. Everybody stay blessed, man. You already know who this is, man. It's your boy Broad Day 23, man. Black Image TV. Stay tuned, subscribe, and you already know I'm going to get back at you. One.